Go ahead. With OG out, how important was it for both of you just to step up and have big games tonight?
I think that just goes across the board for everybody on the team. When somebody goes down, we all have to be ready to step up, and I don't think it takes just one person to do everything OG does for us. But I think collectively we all have to do that for him.
Yeah, same thing. We all gotta contribute in our own aspect of the game. 1 through 16, we all gotta contribute to the game.
Seth?
Juwan, what allowed you to get in such a rhythm tonight? I mean, you didn't miss a single shot all game.
I don't know. I think just mentally I've been thinking too much about shooting and things like that, and I think I just got back to what I was at last year and just things that helped the team, and I didn't have to make plays or anything. And if I just ran hard to set a screen, then I knew my teammates would find me and things like that.
You both had career highs, and granted you're young kids still, but is it a night you'll remember, or you just feel like you're scraping the surface on what you can do?
For me, I just feel like scratching the surface. My teammates look to give me the ball, and I look to have big games, but it was just a good night for us as a team.
I just think we have to continue to grow and build in the aspects of the game. I don't think that'll be the last time that'll happen for either one of us. And I think any given night, it can be anybody's time. Like for James and Rob, their shots were falling, but they still were contributing. I know Rob was locking up on defense, and then James was finding all the bigs in the post. And so just those little things, like when you're not able to do one thing, you have another thing to contribute to the team. I think that's really important.
Alex?
Duran, how big was the game the other night against North Carolina for your confidence? You made some big plays against arguably one of the nation's best front courts, had a couple of block shots. How big was that for your confidence?
Really big. That just shows that I can play on this level. But I go against great players every day in practice, and J-Mo, Thomas Bryant, they all push me in practice. So coming down on the court makes the game easier.
Pete?
For both you guys, you play what, like three games in 6 days, whatever, you can play 4 and 8. How fatiguing is that? Because even if you weren't playing that many games, you'd be practicing anyway. So how fatiguing is playing these games with no big deal?
I think it's pretty taxing as far as our stamina and things go, but I think it's more mental than physical. Of course, the games are hard. The practices, we're not killing each other or anything, but just being able to lock in on what each and every player does or each and every team does, and just having that mental part of the game is really important, just as important as the physical part of the game.
Duran?
Yeah, same with J-Mo said, and the coaches do a good job on our preparation, towards the game. So, like J-Mo said, we're not killing each other in practice. We take, do extra stretching, do a lot of film, and treat our bodies right just because of the long week we have.
Terry?
James talked the other night that you guys need to bring your own energy and not really rely on the crowd or whatever. But when the atmosphere is not like it was the other night, is it harder to get into the game, against an opponent like that?
No, we have respect for every team, and we have respect for the game. Just like you said, when the crowd isn't into it like they are against North Carolina or teams like that, we still have to play our game. We can't let that get to us. We have to bring our own energy. We still have to get stops. We still have to hit the post and things like that, just like we would if North Carolina was in here.
Okay.
Duran, you're 7 games in. Are you starting to find a little more rhythm, going forward?
Yes, I am. But like I said earlier, my teammates just finding me, passing me the ball. Everybody was moving and cutting around me, and as the season go on, I'm gonna continue to get better, and so is my team.
Shane?
Duran, can you tell us how locked in Juwan was? I mean, not missing a shot.
Okay.
He did 1-0 right there.
Yeah, I'm looking at that now. Yeah, he was locked in. I've been focused, all week really. It's been, being on the boards, and just being locked into everything we do, and being the great leader he was. He came out and led us today, as you can see. So, he was all over the boards today. That was a big accomplishment.
8 for 8's tied for the second best, second most shots made without a miss. Will had 9 against Purdue a few years ago. I think Jared had 8 for 8. That was there. So, Alex.
Juwan, where have you seen Duran grow the most since he got here in late August?
I think just his confidence. I've had the pleasure of playing against Duran since I was in 8th grade and he was in 7th grade. He was playing up, and I played him in the current tournament in Kansas City. And even then, he was just you could tell the potential that was there. And when he first got here, he was talking about how down he was about not being able to score sometimes because we didn't take it easy on him. Like every time he got the ball, I was attacking him every single time. And during the heat of the moment, I was telling him he can't guard me and stuff. But after practice, I was telling him like, yo, we got to work on this because we need you. We're gonna need you to play right away. And he took that to heart and he started going against himself, looking himself in the mirror, saying, "This is what I got to do." And I think that's really showed up in these last few games.
A few too many maybe missed free throws the other night against North Carolina, and they haven't really been falling quite as much this year. But you guys were 19 for 19 at one point tonight. Was that kind of a focus the past couple of days, and how did it feel to be knocking them down tonight?
It felt good, but that's a focus, throughout the whole season. When it comes down to the clutch, you gotta, make free throws. And as far as as a team collective, I think after practice we just really try to lock in and get free throws in just to, for late game situations.
Juwan, the lineup with you and Thomas has been very successful this season. What do you think has been so key to that with having those guys?
Well, just having two bigs that can play inside out. Granted, I'm working my way, trying to move around the perimeter, working my way into shape. And towards the end of the season, when I'm in better shape, in better condition, and we can do more things. Me on the outside, we're gonna be virtually unstoppable. And you got J-Mo, you got we have a pretty big team, but me and Thomas knocking down the three. So if they throw it into me, is they're gonna double or you're gonna leave Thomas open. So it's really like a pick or poison type thing.
Chris?
Duran, just what accounts for your number of post moves and your feel for offensive game on the block at such a young age?
Just like J-Mo said, when I first got here, I couldn't really score. So just my teammates, that's what we do. We go out every day in practice, and granted today I should have used my left hand a little bit more. But Devontae told me like, hey yo, you spin back left, your left hand's there. So I'm just trying to like I say, expand my game and continue to get myself in a better shape.
Jeremy?
Speaking of playing with Thomas, Duran, is the hardest part making sure he doesn't hurt you out there? Look like you got a little fired up.
Yeah. Yeah, TB is a very energetic dude, but we all need that. That's goes back to the point of bringing our own energy. I'm just trying to hype everybody up. So.
All right, guys, thanks.